Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back again with another game review. In this episode, we are taking a look at Zombicide, Black Plague. So, we're actually not doing an actual review this time, we're actually just doing an unboxing, so sorry about that. But yeah, we're going to unbox this bad boy and take a look at all the cool stuff that comes with this awesome game. So you may have seen some of the Zombicide games in the past. This one takes a slightly different take on it, and it sets it into the world of the medieval times kind of genre, which is cool for me because I like wizards and warriors and that kind of stuff. So yes, cool looking box regardless. We'll flip this thing over. You can take a look at the sides. There is one side. The other side has some more cool artwork. We'll just keep rotating this stuff here. Very nice altogether. And then the back of this kind of shows us what and all we can expect to get inside this cool looking box. Very nice looking game. This does have a lot of stuff in it. It says 71 miniatures, 9 game tiles, 6 survivor ID cards, 6 plastic dashboards, 6 color bases, 6 dice, 48 trackers, 68 tokens, 125 mini cards. It is for 1 to 6 players, age 14 and up, and it's supposed to take about an hour to play through a game. So pretty cool. I'm kind of excited about this. They've got some really cool miniatures. It is by Cool Minis or Not, which I've always loved most of their products here. So we're going to go ahead and slice the outer plastic off here and just rip that off. And we're just going to kind of unbox this, walk through all the cool contents, and take a closer look at the miniatures that come with this. So let's go ahead by just pulling the cover off. So it comes off actually pretty easily here. One of the tricks I've kind of found recently is when you're pulling these off, if you kind of get your nails under the lid and pull out a little bit, you get a little bit more air in there, and it comes off a lot easier. So some of y'all may already know that trick, but for whatever reason it took me a while to get to it. So let's see here. We have a rules and quest book. Nice thick book here. Very cool. Again, same artwork from the cover of the box. Nice quality paper. It just kind of has everything kind of laid out here. So we'll just flip through this thing real quick. Some awesome artwork going on inside. Kind of that cartoonish character design. Excuse me. Which sometimes people like and sometimes people don't like. I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I kind of prefer the more realistic looking stuff, but this stuff has its place as well, so you know, we'll see what it looks like when we actually look at the miniatures. But for like the zombies and stuff, I do kind of like the comic style here. So lots of cool quests. Big bag guy here. Very nice. So we get 55 pages inside of this thing, so that's cool. And then we have another little flip-top box here. So let's pull this out and see what's in here. This should be our miniatures. Dun dun dun. It is our miniatures and the game boards and stuff. So we're going to come back to this one in a few minutes when we can actually zoom in on it. But I do like this case kind of design. Kind of helps keep everything nice and organized, I guess would be the way of looking at that. So that's cool. We also have some of these trays here, 2 of them. I don't know if these are actual trays or just spacers, so they work great though. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we have all our game boards and tokens and stuff in here. So let me pull these doodads out, stick them over here, and grab these guys. Cool. So in the box here, we also have a little spacer thing to kind of help keep your corners nice and flat. So that's a pretty actually nice design here. So that actually works really well. So then we get some more cool artwork on the inside box. That's very nice. Very cool looking. But let's set this stuff to the side for right now. And dive into these things here. So we get a whole stack of these. We're going to go ahead and cut the plastic off these as well. We have a stack of player cards here, so we'll zoom in here in a second and take a closer look at those. But before we do that, let's look at these game boards. Tokens and all sorts of cool stuff here. So these are front and back. And I'm just going to stack these over here and then we'll come back to them. So here's another box board. And then we get into some actual map tiles, which are very nice looking. These things look really cool. Again, front and back. These are cool. Really nice artwork on all of them. They've done a great job with this, which shouldn't be a surprise. This company's always had great products, so very cool. And again, like I've said in some of these other quick looks, you can take these boards and use them in other games. You don't have to keep it entirely stuck with these board game here. So you can add D&D characters to these things, and they work really great for just spicing up your regular D&D adventures. So I highly recommend picking them up just for that, simply because it is really fun to kind of have these cool encounter spaces. Very nice. Very cool. Very detailed here. So there are all of our boards. Set those back over here to the side. Sorry about that. And let's zoom in and take a look at these character cards real quick before we actually dive into the miniatures here. So again, these are wrapped in plastic, so we won't have to cut those off. It's a little bit trickier since they are cards. Not a lot of room to work with those, but that's still really cool. So here we have Anne, and front and back, so you get nice actual character art on the back, and then your stats and everything on the front. So these are cool. There's Anne, Baldric, Clovis, Samson, Nellie, and Silas. They've done a really good job on these. They look really nice. So yeah, there are all of our player character cards. Very cool, nice glossy finish to these cards. Very nice. Alright, we'll zoom back out. Whoops, that made some racket here. And get back to this fun stuff here. So these are all of our cool minis. Or not, you know, as the, yeah, whatever. So we have a stack of dice. We have our player trackers, the little plastic pieces that go on the bases. We have some cool stat trackers. We have a set of these mini cards, which we will look at momentarily. We have these cool bases, which are your actual character stat trackers. So you basically take your character card, stick it here in the center, then you take your markers, mark what levels you are. You take your cards here and add them into these little spaces, and it's really a cool system. Then you've got your little threat tracker here that just slides across the board as you kind of progress through things. So it's a really cool system. It works really well. Nice plastic here as well. So yeah, these are pretty nice, pretty cool. You get 1, 2, should be 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of these guys. So very cool. I like that. I'll stick those over here. We do have 2 stacks of miniatures here. Take this first stack out, and nothing really wrong with those. This second stack, though, there's some weirdness going on here. So as you can see, they've kind of moved around a little bit here. So they're a little bit out of order. I'm not really sure what order they're supposed to go in here, so I'm just going to try to throw these in some semblance of order. There we go. Much better. So all of them have their own little spots, their own little places to kind of sit. Very cool. I really do like these tray systems. They work really well for that. And we also get an extra little tray here to kind of put over top of these to kind of keep things from sliding around too much. So that is really cool. We will actually zoom in and take a look at each of these figures individually. So I'll probably just go ahead and cut that here in a second, and we'll look at those separately here. But that's a cool set. Lots of cool miniatures. Let's just move that over here for right now. And just real quickly take a look at these things. So these dice, they're pretty straightforward dice. So 6 regular dice here. Nothing too crazy about those, but you get dice, so that's nice. Always use more dice, right? I can't get them back in the bag, but yeah, they're here. So there's the dice, and these plastic rings here are pretty straightforward too. They basically just fit around the bases here of any of the characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different colors, so you get to use whichever is your favorite color. Just helps you kind of keep track of them on the board. So that's really cool as well. These are kind of a harder plastic. So let me grab one of these miniatures here. I hear something beeping in the background, so ignore that for right now. But basically you just take these little bases and just kind of press your character into them like so. Just kind of press down until they snap in place, and there you've got your cool little base, and you move your character around wherever you want them to go. So pretty nice. I think so these are slightly bendy. There's some silicone ones that tend to work a little bit better in my opinion, but still these are really great for just keeping track of who's who on the board. So very nice. And then we will take a quick look here at these guys. So these are just the stat trackers. Basically they peg into these things here, your boards. Doesn't look like any of them are off the sprue here, but you basically just kind of pull them out, like twist them off like you would anything else, and then just kind of press them in place here, and they kind of lock in there like that. And they don't shake off, they don't fall off too easy, so it's really easy to kind of keep track of where you are with everything. And they are color coded the same as these bases, so it's easy to know which guys have which stats and which ones go with which team and stuff. You also have 2 replacements of these little stat trackers that go on the boards right here. So if you have any damage, you can kind of just replace those. So it's nice that they include those little things like that. So that's cool. I like this color-coded system anyway, so it's kind of nice and bright and kind of keeps things a little bit more fun, if you ask me. So yes, there are your stat trackers, your bases and all that good stuff. We will go ahead and zoom in on these cards and unbox them, so stick with us here. Okay, we're back and we are zoomed in on this stack of cards here. Very nice looking. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this plastic off of them. So much plastic cutting. Oh well. Okay, so we have some cool artwork on the back here. These are yellow cards, and then we've got some red cards here. And it looks like a couple of blue cards and some gray cards. Flipping them over here, if I can do that without spilling them all over the place. We'll just kind of, I guess, just run through these things here. So what we got here? Hammer, Mana Blast, Short Bow, Short Sword, Short Sword, Short Sword, Inferno, Orcish I can't talk. Orcish Crossbow. Ah! 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 Apples, Axe, Chainmail Armor, Crossbow, Dagger, lots of daggers, Death Strike, Dragon Bile, Fireball, Great Sword, Hammer, Hand Crossbow, Healing, Invisibility, Leather Armor, Lightning Bolt, Longbow, Mana Blast, Plate Armor, Plenty of Arrows, Plenty of Bolts. How many's a plenty? Are they good and plenty, or just a plenty? Repeating Crossbow, Repulse, Salted Meat, Shield, Short Bow, Short Sword, Speed, Sword, Sword, Torch, Water, Standard Zombies Invasion, these all have different stats on them, just so you know, but I'm just not going to read through all of them, but I guess these are the different levels you have. So this is 12, and there's 5 walkers, 3 walkers, 3 walkers, 1 runner, so pretty interesting. A lot of these. One extra activation, Necromancer, Double Spawn, so yeah, some really cool cards, nice artwork on them as well. Very cool. I'm not a big fan of these little tiny cards, but it does work well in this case because they kind of fit really easily in these trays. So I guess that's why they're so small. And the trays actually let you pick the cards up pretty easily too. They kind of slide off of that, so I do like that. And then you can put your other piece there. Can't quite pick them up as easily, but still, it's pretty nice. And you can stick these cards in this little slot here. So yeah, it's a well thought out system anyways. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the miniatures in this game. We'll start out, so this is just the first tray here. I'm going to slide the tray over to the side and just pull them out individually. But you have basically two different types of miniatures. You've got your heroes, which are the kind of brownish color, and then you've got the enemies, which are the gray color. So if you see a brown one, it's a good guy. If you see a gray one, it's a bad guy. So we'll kind of work from there. How's that? So just going to stick this to the side and then just grab these guys and pull them out one at a time and take a look at them. So let's zoom in as close as we can here with me still being able to see. Zoom in with our light a little bit. That might work like that. Alright, so here is the first guy. So this is our dwarf guy. Really nice detail work on the miniatures here. And we're just going to do these pretty quickly here. Just do a little spinny on them. Let you take a good look there. And put them to the side and grab another one. I really like the detail work on this. And so that cartoonish kind of design aspect works pretty well at this level of detail here. So they don't look quite as cartoonish as I was expecting, I guess would be the way of looking at it. So that's a plus for me. I do like the more slightly realistic looking characters. But again, it's not really much different here. So yeah, very cool looking design. Very nice. And our last hero is this one. Overall, really nice. No problems with these whatsoever. Size comparison though, let's see, we've got our standard D&D player character. This is the Northlands Fighter from the whole epic level starter set from 2018, I guess. So size comparison, they are basically the same size here. This guy's a little bit taller, but same kind of scale system here. So the bases are basically the same size as well, so that's nice. So these will fit in with a D&D campaign if you're looking for miniatures to supplement with. And likewise, the monsters should all kind of fit if you're looking for bad guys, which I guess I am. So anyway, there's the good guys. Let's move on to some of these bad guys here. Again, these are pretty cool looking. They do have more of that cartoonish design coming out in them as opposed to the hero characters we had, which again is not that big a deal. These are zombies, so they kind of deform anyway, so it makes plenty of sense to me. So yeah, these are standard zombies here, so just the right level of detail, I guess you could say. Nice undead legions. Just giving it a second here when we first start here so it focuses in hopefully okay there. And we've got some of these that are duplicates, so we'll take a look at those here in a second to see how many of those you can expect or how many unique sculpts we have. But still, part of the appeal of this particular game is that you're potentially going to get overrun with certain types of these zombies, so that's a pretty cool way of doing it, I guess. Very nice. There is a new version of the Zombicide medieval time kind of game out. It is the Green Horde, I guess, is the newest version they have of this. So the Black Plague is the original version, and Green Horde is the newer version. So they did some rule changes and some things like that that people had talked about. So from what I understand, and again, this is me not having actually played this particular game yet, but what I understand, the Green Horde's rule system is a little bit more forgiving than this Black Plague system. So just be aware of that, but it's not going to bother me one bit. This guy's really cool looking. I really do like all these guys. And here we have the last one in this batch is the this big guy here. I don't know his name yet, so I don't know what to call him here, but it's a cool miniature though. Really nice detail work here. So yeah, that's the first set of these. Go ahead and stick these guys back in the little casey thing here. I got some ladybugs flying around for whatever reason. I guess the lights are warming them up here. So yeah, again, I don't know actually where these things go. So put a runner there. That's the one thing I would probably just say to be careful of is if you don't know where these things go, most of them seem to make sense and have a slight, like the runner has a certain aspect that seems to fit well with him. So you can actually find where to put them pretty easily is what I am meaning by that. Where was this guy? So you can see, me not knowing where the devil these things go, it seems to be fairly straightforward as far as finding where they are supposed to live. For the most part, anyways. So you shouldn't have too much of a problem with that. But anyways, there is the first batch. We'll move those to the side right now. And grab the second batch. Here's the second set here, and I'm just looking at these. They don't seem to be different. So it's the same sculpts, excuse me, that we saw in the first batch, just more of them. So I am not going to bother going through all of these guys because we've kind of seen them all before, so but it looks like they have them pretty well laid out here. I guess these two are backwards. There we go. That looks better. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these with the one from the other one. So there's 7 sets of these total. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different sculpts here. So 9 different types of monsters. So that's quite a bit here, and a pretty good set here. So yeah, I'm digging this thing. So there we have the complete contents of Zombicide Black Plague. I am actually really digging on this thing. It looks like a really awesome game. It does have some really awesome artwork. I love the theme of taking the zombies and adding them into the Dungeons and Dragons world and having them basically be just a mass pile-on of zombies attacking your heroes. So it's a really cool concept. I really am digging it. For the actual set itself, the prices kind of fluctuate a little bit. They range anywhere from about $60 if you find it on sale, which you can occasionally, up to around the $100 mark. So check with your local game store first. Always support your local businesses when you can. But I will put a link below to the Amazon listing on this. That's sometimes a better place to pick it up simply because it tends to go on sale a little bit more often there. And that's actually where I picked this one up, was through Amazon, I think. Yes, I got this one on Amazon. Sorry. I got the Mansions of Madness from my local retailer. But anyway, so the price dropped on this one, so I snagged it. But it's a really cool set, even at the $100 mark. I don't think you'll have a problem with it whatsoever. If you can find it under that, then you're probably going to be ecstatic. So yeah, just keep your eye open. It is a really awesome set. You get a ton of miniatures. They are great for not only this game, but also to mix into other adventure modules and things like that. So you're not going to be disappointed with it, I don't believe. So anyways, it gets a highly recommended rating from me. I'm digging it. I like the artwork. I like the miniatures. I like most things about it so far. And I'm very interested to actually get in there and start playing this. Just need to find time with some of my crew so we can actually get it on the table. But it's cool looking. Go check it out. Yeah, that's it. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of this particular set. If you've played it in the past, drop some comments down and let us know what your experiences are, depending on how you're doing it. If you got anything that you think the rest of us need to look out for, any kind of weird rules or anything you want to let us know about, put that down below as well. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Give us a big thumbs up and share with all the people that you game with if they haven't played this already, or if they have, share it with them anyways. Let them comment below what their experiences were. So yeah, share it with the world. That's it for today. So until next time, game on.